Joining me live now from London with more on today's activities is Associated Press correspondent Philip Crowther. Good evening, Philip.
Good evening.
Describe to us the scene today and how members of the public paid their respects.
Well, it's changed somewhat, hasn't it? Look behind me. It's now relatively empty, bar the police officers here outside of Buckingham Palace. You can see the gates to the palace here from where the cortege exited a few hours ago. The Queen on top of that gun carriage, horse-drawn gun carriage. That casket was accompanied by King Charles III, by his siblings and his sons. That, of course, includes the heir to the throne, William, now the Prince of Wales, of course, after that title was bestowed on him after the death of his grandmother. Now, this is a place that was very, very silent indeed, similar to the way it sounds right now. It was silent when the casket drove by and when the king and his family members walked by. A lot of people here taking photos on their mobile phones, taking videos as well. And then there was also applause along this route that took Queen Elizabeth II from her home here in Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall, where she is now lying in state. We have seen that scene as well in Edinburgh, when there was applause for the casket of Queen Elizabeth II once it had passed by. We heard that and saw that again here in London, outside of Buckingham Palace that you can see behind me, and along that route where thousands of people were able to pay their respects to Queen Elizabeth II, something that they are now also doing inside of Westminster Hall. Westminster Hall is inside of the Houses of Parliament. That's where the Queen is now lying in state for 4 days.
Philip, tell us how the death of the Queen has impacted her immediate family members.
Well, the most obvious impact is, of course, on King Charles III, who until the death of his mother was the Prince of Wales. Now he has a lot more responsibility on his shoulders, of course, and we have seen that over the last few days. He has visited Edinburgh, he has visited Belfast, he's still to visit Cardiff, the capital cities in the United Kingdom. And of course here in London also, he has to show he has to be in public many times during the day. This is a man, of course, who lost his mother a few days ago, a very difficult time for the king right now, taking on these huge responsibilities. Of course, he has had a long time to prepare for this, having known for decades, of course, that he was going to be the king eventually. Now, when you look at the other family members as well, something that the British public, I think, is very happy to see right now during this period of mourning appears to be that the two sons of the King, William and Harry, are seen in public together. They both marched behind the casket of their grandmother together as well today. You know, there's been a bit of estrangement for Harry, who is now living in the United States instead of here in the United Kingdom. That is one thing that we have been able to see here in public, something that came upon this family after the death of Queen Elizabeth II.
Philip, thank you so much for your excellent reporting. Our thanks to Associated Press correspondent Philip Crowther, reporting live for us from London.